Hi guys, can you see me? Sorry, a little bit of technical difficulties, but I'm not going to let it get me down. I'm here to join you with today's conversation with Kesha. I'm going to connect my device to make sure I'm streaming well and that I have some viewers and that I can see your comments. I see Marsha is joining. Welcome. Say hello. Marsha, she hates it when I call her that, but hi, Mission. I'll show you some love today. And waiting for others to join. I just wanted to welcome you to today's Conversations with Kesha. There's some good stuff in store because guess what? I got some questions, which means I can give some answers. I appreciate your time and thank you for joining me. My name is Lakesha Gates. I am a coach and the founder of the Dynamic Collective. You can learn more about what I do and how to connect with me at www.lakeshagates.com. And I just want to welcome you all to Conversations with Kesha. Thank you. So, my question today is, how do I get more time and stay on track with my goals? It's actually a couple of questions merged into one, and I thought they were so good that I wanted to answer both of them. There's this misconception about time. Like everybody's always talking about how do I gain more time, or only if there were 26 hours in the day, 27 hours in the day. Listen, these 24 hours we can do amazing things with. I was reading a book, and I'll put it in the comments later, about the time that we have now versus the time back 50 years ago, 60 years ago. They had a lot more to do in the same amount of time. Today, the issue is, what are we doing with our time? Because we have so many options to distract us from doing what we're supposed to do. So, I'm going to answer the question, how do I get more time? Okay? Number one, it's a mindset. It's a mindset. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And that's out of Luke 6:45. What are you speaking from out of your heart? Do you have a winning mindset or do you have a losing mindset? Do you have a growth mindset? Do you have a scarcity mindset? Think about those things. Think about if you're focusing on the solution or are you focusing on the problem? Many times we're focusing so much on what we're not doing or what we can't do that we get stuck. When we realize that if we focus on how can we do this, I do this with my kids all the time. I can't, Mom, I can't do this, I can't do that. It's like the amount of energy that you're putting into saying how you can't. Let's think up some ways of how you can. Let's think up some ways of alternatives. You might not be able to do it the way you thought that you could do it, but you can do it. Just got to figure it out. It's a mindset shift. It's a perspective change. How are you thinking about the problem? Are you focusing on the problem or are you looking at the solution? Because sometimes there's more than one solution. We just got to try them out and see what happens. Choice. Our lives are the sum of our choices. So choose wisely. What are you choosing to do instead of the thing that you desire to do? Not even that you have to or that you should do. Those things that you're desiring to do, you're not doing But you have to make a choice. You're making a choice in doing that thing versus the other thing. You guys understand what I'm saying? You're making the choice on whether or not you get up and go to the gym in the morning, whether or not you pull the carrots out instead of the bag of chips, whether you rather sit down or get up and do what you're supposed to be doing. You make the choice. So you have to take responsibility for your actions. We can't blame anybody else. We can't point the fingers at anybody else. We got to, don't get me wrong. Sometimes people are constantly invading in our space. They're making their emergencies our responsibility. So I get that. But for the most part, for the majority of your day, you make the choice on what you're going to do. So what choices are you making? Which choices are you making? The next question, the dynamic action plan is my actionable steps. Like, what can I do to get out of this high level of mindset and theory? Like, what can I practically do to begin to start making these changes? And the dynamic action plan for today is the 30, 60, 90-day plan. Okay? We're going to talk about breaking these things down into manageable chunks. I know I mentioned that a little bit last week about Kaizen and some of these other goal setting techniques. You can set SMART goals, but at the end of the day, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you need to make sure that you scale it back, that you do what you can versus focusing on what you can't do. In the first 30 days, you want to assess your time. What are you doing consistently? Where are you spending your time? Is what you're trying to achieve even worth it? What's your why? Why are you doing what you're doing? Is it because you feel like you should? Is it because you feel like somebody else says that that's what you're supposed to be doing? What's your why? And why are you even trying to achieve it in the first place? But also assessing what you are doing. And those places that you are being successful, put a little bit more attention, put a little bit more focus in those areas and start building from there. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Hi, Mother. How are you? Tony Williamson has entered the building. Everybody say hello, those of you guys who are on. And Mish, we'll see you later. Thank you for stopping in on your break. I appreciate it. The second part in day 30 to 60, so the second month, check in and adjust. Check your progress, identify the wins and also the places that you're challenged. Use this info to adjust targets as necessary. So sometimes we're trying to hit the same target when we need to scale it back a little bit or redefine it and then try it that way. We don't always have to proceed down a path even when we know that path is not working. And also develop an accurate strategy. Like I said, don't go down a path that you know that's not working. Build something that you know that you can consistently work towards. And then in the last 30 days, implement. So you've already readjusted, you've already assessed what your lifestyle is capable of handling right now as far as setting goals. So now it's time to implement. And there's a couple of key things. Hey, Tarika, how are you doing? Thanks for joining. Stay true to yourself. Do what you said you would do. Those are two key things. Stay true to yourself and do what you said that you would do. Not for anybody else, but for yourself. That's very, very important, because sometimes we let ourselves down and we're like, man, I failed again. I keep on trying and it's not working. Just stay true to what you said that you would do, even if it's just one small thing. Also, set SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and targeted goals. And if you need help on how to do that, I'm more than willing to help you with that. You can go to LakeshaGates.com to sign up for a session, and we can help you with that. Again, track your progress and adjust if necessary. This is very important. You'll hear me say it over and over and over again. Track your progress and adjust if necessary. Okay? We can't keep going down this one-way train to nowhere. You know, we gotta make sure that we are being realistic about what we're actually doing, and the only way we can do that is if we track it. Some people use planners, some people use journals. Find a way in a system that works for you and track your progress. And then you'll begin to see that you're starting to crush your goals, because you're being realistic. You're not living into somebody else's expectations. And you can focus on doing this one thing until you get it, so that you can start moving on to the next. So what you'll learn is that sorry about that, guys. What you'll learn is that it is a process. I am back. It's a process that you can't just expect to lose 40 pounds in 10 days unless you want to gain back 60. You understand what I'm saying? It's a process. You can also break this 30, 60, and 90 day strategy down to 7, 14, and 21. If you want to break it down even further, if 90 days just seems like, how am I going to do something for 90 days? You can. You really can. If you put your mind to it. So, because you guys stayed to the end, I just really don't want to be before you long, and want to get to the point, because I understand people have work, they're taking lunch, and I don't want to keep you on like if we're on a webinar, because we're not. It's just a brief conversation with Kesha so I can get you the answers to your questions. But for those who made it to the end, yes, right, Tarika, checklists. Checklists are very important, and that's exactly what I am going to offer you guys: a free download of my productivity planner. I'm going to pop the link over here so that you guys can have access to this free download, the productivity planner, that's going to help you set goals and intentions and keep them top of mind. It helps you track Sunday through Saturday if you're actually making progress, or if you need to readjust because for the last week you just haven't paid any attention to that goal or intention. It helps you get a percentage of how effective you're being during your week, as well as a place to journal and review and do an assessment of your week and kind of grade yourself. So this I'm offering to you guys for free that have made it to the end of this Facebook Live. I appreciate your time. I'm offering to you guys. Did it again. Sorry, guys. I'm popping the link in there right now. You can go ahead and download that for free. Free 99. FREE 99. I appreciate you guys joining me. Again, it's just a matter of being intentional. It's just a matter of being real with yourself. And I appreciate you guys stopping through, but I also want you to know that I am no nonsense. Tell it like it is. If you want to achieve your goals, what you value, you do. If you don't value it, be honest with yourself. Scale it back. Like, yeah, I would like to lose 20 pounds too, but right now that's just not my focus. I have too many things that I'm juggling, and though I know that it's of value and it's of importance to me, it's just not the right time. So be honest with yourself. Don't tell yourself lies. Don't let anybody else tell you lies. Don't look into social media and TV and get the standards of what you should or should not be doing, or the next get rich quick scheme, or the next do it fast. It's hard work. Crushing goals is not sexy, guys. It's not. I don't know how more blunt to be. It's just a matter of taking these small steps every day, doing the best that you can with the 24 hours that you've been given. And it's monotonous. It's being consistent. It's being disciplined. And those are two of the hardest things that is for us to, it's some of the hardest things for us to accomplish. But I'm here for you. I have great friends that I'll be bringing on so that you guys can get what you need as far as those your questions that you have answered. Next week, my lovely friend Tarika, who's on the line right now, is going to be joining us, and we're going to be talking about how you're wired and who you are. So if you have any questions, like, I don't know my purpose and I don't know how I'm wired, we're going to be having a guest with us next week to talk more about that and give you some nuggets on how to get started with that. So again, I just want to say I thank you for joining me on Conversations with Kesha. I appreciate you guys. I love that you're supporting me on this and sharing the video. So please comment, even if you're catching this on the replay, comment, share, send me some advice if there's something that I'm doing or not addressing, or if I'm not answering the questions the way you think. Doesn't mean that I'm necessarily change my style, but there may be something that I'm not thinking about. I need your feedback. I only get better the more that you guys interact with me. So I appreciate you. I thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time on Conversations with Kesha. Remember, why wait until tomorrow when you can do something dynamic today? Have a good day, you guys.